Good evening. How are we doing? Yes? Can you hear me now? Yes? Volume's okay? How about now? Okay. Why would that make any difference? Just checking to see if you're skeptical. Well, thanks, Chris, for bringing me out here. It was 85 and sunny at home, and now I'm here. So, not riding my bike. But Chris did take me to the Lance Armstrong cycling movie last night, so hey, that was kind of fun. At any rate, I am the publisher of this magazine, Skeptic Magazine. It's the quarterly publication of the Skeptic Society. We investigate claims of the paranormal, pseudoscience, fringe groups, and cults, and claims of all kinds. Between good science, junk science, bad science, voodoo science, pathological science, non-science, and plain old nonsense. And unless you've been abducted by aliens and been on Mars for the last few decades, you know there's a lot of it out there. Nonsense, that is. We're sort of the Ralph Naders of bad ideas. The consumer advocates for good ideas. And this is the quarterly publication of that. You can pick it up in any Barnes & Noble Borders bookstore. If you don't want to buy one, move it over to the New Age section. Right now it's in the science section where it's not really needed, but over in the New Age section where it is needed. And you can subscribe to the magazine either through the issues or at skeptic.com, or if you don't want to subscribe, you can get it for free electronically if you fill out the clipboard here and just give us your email address. Just take it, fill it out, and pass it down. Every week, once a week, we post a article or review or essay, commentary, whatever. And all we need is a clearly printed email address so that the person who is keystroking it in gets it right. So this is our latest issue, actually, 2012. So we only have, 2 years to go. So this is sort of winding down my career now. So each issue of the magazine does have a particular theme, like we did one on, let me see if I got my thing here. We did one on the future of intelligence here. Are people getting smarter or dumber? Well, I'm from Southern California, so I have an opinion about this myself. But it turns out people are getting smarter. That is a Flynn effect, so-called Flynn effect. IQ scores are going up about 3 points every 10 years, which means my daughter is quite a bit smarter than me, and I'm quite a bit smarter than my parents. If you go back like 4 or 5 generations, their IQs were 0. So there's something wrong. It's not a linear curve. There's a slope in there somewhere. We did one on artificial intelligence. When will computers achieve human-level intelligence? And my author concluded that we're 5 years away and always will be. We did one on global warming. These are illustrations, not photographs, of the polar bears. Not that bad yet. But in this case, this is a little more politicized of an issue. So I got a left-wing scientist and a right-wing scientist and a scientist with no wings, and you can read them and you be the judge. By the way, all the back issues of Skeptic are kept in print. We store them in a storage unit. You can order almost all of them all the way back 15 years ago. And we did one on 9/11 conspiracy theories. Was 9/11 a conspiracy? No. Yes, it was, actually. If you define a conspiracy like 19 members of Al-Qaeda plotting to fly planes into buildings without telling us, that's a conspiracy. So by definition, yes, indeed it was. But of course, it's not what the 9/11 truthers think. They think it was an inside job by the Bush administration, who managed to orchestrate all this, planting all those explosive devices in both the Twin Towers when no one was looking, and remotely controlling flying the planes into the buildings at just the place where the explosive devices were already set to cause the buildings to fall right where the wings had happened to hit. Anyway, this goes on and on. We published lengthy rebuttals of all 20 of their top claims. But in short, you know how we know that 9/11 was not orchestrated by the Bush administration?
Because it worked.
Yeah. I'm afraid that joke has been around now. Our last issue before this, our 2012 issue, is on good old Bernie Madoff, the eponymous Bernie Madoff, whose new last name apparently is Scheme, whose Ponzi schemes were brought to the forefront with Bernie Madoff. Why is it that people would fall? What's the psychology of gullibility? My author who wrote this article, Stephen Greenspan, no relation to the maestro, is a psychologist who specializes in the study of gullibility and even wrote a book about it that came out at the same time he lost half his life savings to Bernie Madoff. So there is some irony there that even skeptics, scientists, smart people, educated people, perhaps especially smart and educated people, can be fooled because perhaps their egos are too big to think that they can't be fooled, which is why magicians really love doing shows at like science conferences, because those are the easiest people to fool. So I don't know how much people believe weird things here in Michigan, but boy, I'll tell you what, in California we need science education very badly. As an example of this, here is a conversation overheard on Rodeo Drive by some shoppers. Let's make sure we got the volume up here. Yep, okay.
Mom, I really like that. Cute. What's it made of? Wool. Like from a cow? Uh-huh. Duh, actually. All wool comes from a cow. Does cashmere come from a cow, too? Uh-huh. The boy cow or the girl cow?
If there's any place that could really use a county fair, it's L.A.
The boy cow. Oh. Oh, you mean the one with the tusks?
The L.A. County Fair.
Those tusks are very, you gotta stay away from those. So we need science education. So that's my work. My books are all spin-offs from the last 16 years we've been doing Skeptic Magazine. And so I think I'll start with a lot. This is an audience participation lecture. How many squares do you see? Yeah, we got a 16. Got a 17, got a 23. 26, do I hear 27?
32.
27. 30! Do I hear 31? No, somebody saw 31? All right, well, I gotta go back to my little pin here. So, let's see, pointer option, pen color red. So of course the whole thing is a square, and the 4x4 is 16 plus the whole thing is 17. But don't forget the 2x2s, like that's a square there, right? And so is this one. This is also a 2x2. But don't forget the 3x3s. And there's 4 of those, so you get 30. So in other words, the point is you have our initial intuitive reaction of our perceptions of the way the world is, and then you look a little bit deeper, and then you look a little bit deeper still. So reflective contemplation of problems is always a good idea before you just make a snap decision.